Gentleman race number 7 on the card is the Lightning Handicap. The racer horse with Te Akau stable, Lightning Handicap, over the 1200 metres. Steve, oh gee, I talk a confusing market for me, this one.
Well, she's got all the form, can I get an amen? Comes out of the Group 1 Telegraph, which form has been franked, not just in recent weeks, but in particular last Saturday at Flemington. Can I get an amen? $4.50 opening quote, and well played at $4.50, best back runner. In front of Rose and Power at $5. Cavallo Valace loves the straight at $7.50. She is that third line with Malt Time. OK Pal on the quick backup, $8. Iconic Star, $8.50. So there's the horses that sit in the single figures. Double figures around Top Brass and Burgundy Bell, 10, 11 respectively. Stumpy at $14 and Lincoln Cruise best of the rest at 18. So nice little lead, even though it hasn't moved. Can I get an amen? Played at $4.50.
Yeah, it would be too often, BP, that we could use a new market form reference for the Lightning Handicap.
No, I'd say it's the first time, Thad. Look, it's quite incredible form, isn't it, that is surrounding this horse. Look, is it that obvious?
Yeah.
Look, I don't think it is. I do believe that there is enough here in this race to say that it's not just a case of running with that form. Look, that is the obvious form reference that you've got with this horse finishing into 4th position in the Telegraph. But there is there's no slugs in this race. There are some horses in here that I like, even Iconic Star. I keep coming back to Iconic Star with this horse running, 3rd in a King's Plate, 3rd in a Concord. Look, he's beaten around Group 1 horses, beaten by Sword of State, beaten by Babylon Berlin. Look, they are Group 1 sprinters. Babylon Berlin has proved that this season with, of course, the placing behind Entrevier and Levante in a railway. So that horse can't be discounted at $8.50. And even Rose and Power, first time down the chute here at Trentham is the one thing that you have to take into consideration. But, man, hasn't she come on this preparation? She really has sprouted from that 74 grade from that day that she won at Hawke's Bay through the Spring Carnival to be a stakes winner in the Levin Stakes, and now finds herself in the Lightning. And she's a pure runner, is Rose and Power. Then you've got horses like Malt Time, who might be good down the 1,200 metres, the dog league here at Trentham too, a horse who can rattle home from back in the field. Stumpy's in form. Cavallo Valace loves Trentham. He's had 6 starts here for 4 wins. So that's the reason why we're not getting $2.50 for Can I Get an Amen, as opposed to the price currently at $4.50, because there is a number of other chances in the race.
Yeah, for sure, Paul. I mean, there's going to be 2 distinct camps here on Saturday afternoon. There's going to be the people that back Can I Get an Amen, and when it wins they can't believe they got $4.50, or the people that back around it and when it gets beat they were saying, oh, it was a fool's bet, Can I Get an Amen. Which camp are you in?
I wouldn't say it's a fool's bet, but
No.
there certainly are a number of chances in this race. I do like the look of Cavallo Valace. That was a super run on day 1, less than a length off the winner OK Pal. Gets a 2.5 kilo swing in the weights against OK Pal. So at $7.50, I thought Cavallo Valace was definitely worth a go, and I thought Malt Time as well. That was a big run over the 1,200 metres from a wide barrier behind a horse you may know, Johnny.
How'd you get that reference in? That was cheeky.
Not that long ago. And recorded the quickest last 800, 6.42 in. So a better draw here. I think we'll have Malt Time right in it.
Okay, Mackay team flying too. They're going well. Paul?
They are indeed, big time.
Yeah, okay, Cavallo Valace 7.5. Gee, Steve, I've sort of referenced it. Tricky market to frame up. I would have thought there might have been a little bit of discrepancy amongst the boys here.
Yeah, in particular around the 7, there was a decent disparity between the team here and when we went its opening quote. We landed with $4.50. I just don't have a clue where the SP will land on the day around Can I Get an Amen. I'm in both corners, I can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the last start performance, you've got to take that into consideration when having a play. But, gee, it's an unusual horse to have, 17, 18 starts and finally just come out of nowhere, produce a PB which is improved by 8+ lengths. And it happened to be in an elite Group 1 company around Can I Get an Amen. So I've got no doubt that she'll regress significantly on the back of that performance. But even if she does, she can still win this race.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah, look, 2 starts back, 74 grade. She wins the race, I think, at Rotorua. It rated 3.5 lengths below par, so that's a concern. 3 starts back, she got beaten by the likes of Rose and Power and Stumpy in the Levin Stakes. So, yeah, again, it's just a very confusing horse, which means and results in a very confusing overall market. So, again, I just got no confidence where the SP lands around the current fave. Iconic Star, BP, my concern around this horse is a strong 1200 down the chute, because I know big field, plenty of horses that have drawn wide gates. On the back of that, there's going to be early tempo. My one concern, because you look at Iconic Star, and the majority of her starts in Australia have been over 900, 1,000 metres, and I've just felt in the 1,200 metres we've seen exposed in New Zealand, she's just felt the pinch in the last furlong. So was that a concern, 1,200, rather than seeing her maybe 1,100 or 1,000 metre race, which we don't get too many of in NZ?
No, we don't. No, I guess what we've seen from this horse is that, you know, up against some of those pure good 1,200 metre horses that the horse has been beaten by. So, look, this is not a Group 1 race, but there are horses here that have competed in Group 1 fields, but we don't have the Group 1 horses of, you know, your Levante Entreviers and Rockin' Horses and those, you know, those are in Babylon Berlin that have been competing in Telegraph's Railways BCD Group Sprints. You know, those are the races you should have leveraged off as your guide. So just thinking that it's just a pair back from those races, even though it hasn't been racing in them, but it's been racing against those horses, just might see this horse in a better spot. But yeah, I take your argument, Stephen, because look, they will be hiking, won't they? They might. Will they get close to the world record again?
Depends where they put the barriers.
Ooh.
No,
Too soon.
No, sorry. BP, let's stay with you. Which way would you be attacking this from a betting perspective? It sounds like you might have a little bit each way on Iconic Star.
It certainly escalated very quickly there, Thad. Look, I will go with Iconic Star. I just felt, though, that this runner is in the each way slot for me at around that $8.59 mark, because can I get an aim in? Could get shorter, and the money could really come for this horse, which might mean you start seeing Rosenpower, Cavallo Veloce become a real backable bet at the sort of $6 to $8. So if he's in that same sort of bracket, happy to be on him at the each way. But gee, if can I get an aim in wins? Well, I mean, you'd say, yeah, of course. Look what it did last time to the races.
Yeah, is it too obvious? Is it too obvious, Paul? This one?
Well, I just want to go back to BP, and Paul can come in here too. If you had to mark her at SP on the day, where do you sit her? Where do you sit her? Is 450 overs, or did you see her around about the mark where she's currently sitting? Do you have like a figure in mind?
Oh, I think she'll get played. I think there's no doubting that. I think there is a chance that this horse will be well backed and could get sort of around that $4 zone, even below it, because. Look, even the Aussies might start tuning in and start reading the form book around this horse and understand what happened last weekend with the new market. So, look, that's why you could see the horse's price start to crash also.
Yeah, okay. Paulie, your thoughts?
Look, I think, can I get an aim in? I'm thinking along the lines of BP here. I think the rest of the field are going to drift, and we're going to see a big go on can I get an aim in. I think she'll probably close south of the $4 mark. I'm thinking 380. So I'm very happy to jump on Cavallo Veloce. Even at the 750, the current quote. But if she does drift, I'm on.
You'll be stepping in.
I really do like Cavallo Veloce.
Okay, I like it. I like it when you say that. Very, very definitive around.
They ran an incredible number. OK Power last Saturday. I know they're running flat, quick times down the chute at the moment. Probably playing one or two quicker with the pentometer readings down the chute via the course proper. But the only thing about OK Power on the quick backup, it's got no form on the quick backup. It's been a horse that's it's a 5-year-old. It's only had 14 starts, so it's either been a slow mature or it's had the odd issues around OK Power. Okay. You're on the quick backup. I don't know if that was plan A with the Pittman stable. The only time it has backed up within 7 days after winning, it's finished last. So that is a slight concern. When you go back and look at all of its wins, it's been within 2 or 3 weeks space.